Namaste everyone. It's often seen in the society that we at times underestimate the importance of few jobs. For example, we feel, why should I sweep or mop? Or why should I learn to clean utensils? My parents are so wealthy, they can easily afford a servant. Or sometimes, if we have to cook, the question arises in our mind, why do I need to do all this work? My work is to study, or I'm so educated, this work is of below my level or standard. Do you ever get such questions in your mind? If yes, let's try to find out the reasonable answers for these questions. There's a beautiful concept of dignity of labor. Have you heard this term before? Let's talk on this topic today. It simply means that all occupations, whether involving intellect or physical labor, deserves equal respect and dignity. To simplify, I should say that no job should be considered superior or inferior. Rather, every job deserves appreciation when it is done dutifully, with honesty and sincerity. No doubt that every physical or mental work needs energy, art, planning, and skills. There are people who are not much educated or maybe uneducated but have excellent techniques and skills to perform such works. Let's take an example. Driver, cobbler, maid, peon, they all perform very important duties, and for this they should be given due recognition in addition to the payment or the salary. We may witness this acknowledgement even on TV as ads. Let's have a look on this lovely ad of Parle-G biscuit, which you might have come across, but everyone must have not perceived the message behind this ad.
ड्राइवर अंकल, आज संडे है, मेरी छुट्टी है, आपकी नहीं है क्या?
हमारे लिए क्या संडे और क्या मंडे।
पापा, आज ड्राइव पे नहीं, साइकिलिंग चले? प्लीज।
अच्छा, आप छुट्टी ले लो।
जीनियस वही जो औरों की खुशी में पाए अपनी खुशी।
Now we can understand that the experience of the self-worth that a person derives from his or her work creates the basis of dignity of labor, and we all are supposed to respect this experience. We receive diverse experiences when we understand the concept of dignity of labor. For example, we do not hesitate to involve ourselves in different works without comparing them with other jobs and assignments. Through this beautiful practice, we learn how is a specific task performed and how much labor and skill it involves. Moreover, we learn the value of that specific task. One more thing. Such involvements make us independent as we learn to perform that task. You shall agree that we should not make ourselves more dependent on others. For this, one should try to become perfect or at least exposed to the skills of performing tasks in all possible areas. And we all know that perfection comes only through regular practice. Let's take a practical example. Today, some females don't take much interest in the household work. They feel if they do general household work, they will be looked down upon. Is working for family members really below our dignity or standard? In fact, I believe that one should feel contented when he or she works for her own people. I personally feel that by performing such jobs for our own family members creates a connection and bonding amongst each other. At times, we do hear in the society from people that we have never asked our child or children to even have a glass of water on his or her own, and they feel very proud in expressing such statements. What do you think? Are these children never going to face any difficult phases in their life? Will they be able to face such situations easily or peacefully? I strongly feel they will not, and sometimes even their inefficiency to handle such situations may even worsen the scenario. I strongly believe that one should learn to do all types of work, especially the students. Be it any work or job. Each work and their worker has their own importance. Let's learn and connect ourselves to our scriptures and culture. In our ancient culture, the kings used to send their children to Guru ashrams, where children from all sections of society used to study together without any discrimination. The gurus used to assign them different tasks like grazing of cattle, preparing their fodder, milking cows, sweeping, and leveling the ground with cow dung, and these works were divided amongst all the children without any unfairness. One question may come in your mind. What was the purpose for a rich and powerful king to send his princess to an ashram where life was so difficult and full of challenges? Many of you must be knowing that the purpose was to make them understood the pain or the tough grind that was put in for various jobs. This helped the princess to understand the hard labor that people put in for diverse activities. It helped them to understand and respect the people in his kingdom. We all know even Lord Krishna, Bhagwan Ram, Pandavas, Kauravas, and many more were also sent to the Guru Ashram. The wisdom, knowledge, skill, and all-round development was only possible under the roof of Guru Ashram. Let's connect the same scenario with the modern world. There are several academic institutions in the world where the very first lesson taught to the brightest student is working in factory as a part of their training. For a few months or so, the students are taught the skills of a blacksmith, carpenter, mechanic, welder, and many more. No doubt it is hard physical labor, but it is mandatory. Do you know that impacts do these students get from such involvements? These are really pleasing and have a magnificent outcome. This protects them from getting arrogant and teaches them to respect the fact that no work is beneath dignity. And it also helps to boost their confidence. So, if you want to become a good leader, you need to be a good worker first. If you go through the hardships, you'll be able to guide your team for every single work. Apart from this, it would also help you to keep a check on the quality, speed, and process of the work. At the same time, I would like to say a few words to the parents of our students. We all want our children to grow into successful, confident, and happy individuals. We want them to have both best of both the worlds. But we need to remember teaching them good values and fostering gratitude in them for what they have is also a big part of parenting. Five-star hotels, traveling by plane, luxurious cars, expensive mobiles, and many such other luxuries are becoming integral part of today's lifestyle. Of course, those parents who can afford such luxuries want their children to share them too, isn't it? But I have seen many parents telling their children, whatever belongs to us is ultimately going to be yours. So your future is safe. By listening to such statements repeatedly, why would that child put in the efforts when he or she has all the luxuries? He shall never understand the value of time, sweat, and the uphill battle that his parents have fought for achieving that. I request you all to give your child or children opportunities and guidance to understand the concept of dignity of labor in their practical life. Let them realize the experience of hardship instead of making them more dependent on parental or family wealth. For this, the best thing is give them small tasks at home like putting their shoes, bags, and belongings at the right place. You may simply make a rule for all family members, including yourself, that is, to make a place for everything and keep everything to its place. Involve them in routine household works with responsibility like serving water and meals to grandparents and elders in the family. Such small involvements gradually instills the sense of discipline, regularity, responsibility, perfection, and time management within them. And for this, the school alone cannot make miracles. Parental support, guidance, and involvement will only bring desirable results. Let's witness the efforts of our school in imbibing such values in children by involving them in routine household activities. See how beautifully these children are learning to perform small routine jobs. I request all the parents to teach their children not to look down upon the people who are involved in skillful and physical labor jobs. Rather, they should be taught to respect them through various ways. For example, they may involve the domestic helpers by giving them a recognition during the festivals or birthday celebrations. This reminds me an old Bollywood song. You all must have heard this song. I'll just sing 2 lines of that. साथी हाथ बढ़ाना, साथी हाथ बढ़ाना, एक अकेला थक जाएगा, मिलकर बोझ उठाना, साथी हाथ बढ़ाना, साथी हाथ बढ़ाना, साथी रे, साथी हाथ बढ़ाना, साथी रे, साथी हाथ बढ़ाना, साथी रे. Thank you, and may God bless you all to give this wisdom and gyan of respecting people around you.